Hey y'all, it's Amanda and this is my Texas Zone 8 garden, and I just placed a new order for some seeds for this next season, so I wanted to go over everything that I am expecting. Okay, so I just placed an order through Southern Seeds. I have used that company for about a year. Very happy with the quality, very happy with the germination, excellent price, and great variety. That right now all of their stuff is 50% off, and they run a lot of sales throughout the entire season. And if you spend $35 or more, they will give you free shipping. Now, the seed packets are very basic and very simple. So you get just a very simple, sweet little plastic bag with your sticker on it. But I'm okay with this. Like, if I don't have to pay extra for a fancy package, totally happy to get a really good price for my seeds. And I actually started utilizing them because several of y'all had recommended that I use them. And I've been very happy utilizing them over the last year. The website's great. The customer service has been great. I really haven't had to contact them for any issues, which is wonderful as well. Now, we are going to go through 3 different categories of seeds. We're going to start with vegetables and fruits, then we're going to shift over to flowers, and then finally we're going to shift over to perennials. And that's kind of how I look at my different varieties of seeds as I'm ordering, because each of those kind of requires a different thought process to put them into my garden. So let's go ahead and start with the vegetables and fruit. All right, so I've always had really great luck with peppers, and we use a lot of peppers. We eat a lot of peppers. I put them in fajitas and tacos and chilies and stuff them, and I do all kinds of great stuff with them. So I like to have lots of peppers on hand. I am going to start some new varieties of peppers new to me this year. The first one being Poblano Ancho Grande pepper. It's 25 seeds for $1.95. And let me get in here. It doesn't have the information regarding the zones you can grow it in, but a lot of peppers are grown as perennials, which is great. So when you utilize this pepper when it's green, it's a poblano. When you utilize it, when it's red, it's ancho, and it can be it can be dehydrated and ground into ancho powder, which is really fun. It's a thick-walled, mildly hot fruit with a rich, mellow flavor. And I'm looking forward to getting this one started and trying it out, just because I think that if it ends up being a good one, we're going to utilize it a lot. Okay, next on my list is Cayenne Long Slim, and this is 30 seeds for $1.95. It's considered very easy to grow, great for making hot sauce and dried red pepper flakes, which I use a lot of dried red pepper flakes. The plants are loaded with 5 to 6 inch long fruits that begin green and mature to red, and is 60 days to maturity, which that's great. I like a quick turnaround. Now, my peppers, they really won't start flowering until probably May and into June. And then we'll definitely get a good harvest during the summer, and then it'll take a break during the hottest part of the summer, and then we'll get another round of harvest in the fall. Okay, next on my list is an Emerald Giant Sweet, and it's a bell pepper, 30 seeds for $1.95. This one says it can be grown in zones 3 through 12, and basically they said it's a thick flesh, will grow to around 4 to 5 inches. It's a favorite among chefs and home gardeners, and the description says that if they could only choose one bell pepper for their garden, they would choose this particular variety. It's easy to grow, and it's harvested in 60 days. Now the next variety, I'm really excited to give it a try. I've never utilized it in any of my cooking. It's a Cubanelle Sweet, 25 seeds for $1.95. It is, they said, a touch of tropics. It's a thin skin, sweet flavor, mild, flavorful peppers that are perfect for stuffing and frying. And it's a favorite in Caribbean and Latin cuisines, which I do a lot of Latin cooking here just because it's Texas and we like that stuff. And it has a prolific yield. The plants are only about 24 to 36 inches tall, and it says days maturity 70 to 85, and it's grown in USDA zones 3 through 9. Now, a lot of these vegetable ones, I will be starting these seeds in January. So that have nice, big, large plants when it's time to plant out towards the end of March. Okay, next on my list is eggplant. I had great success with Listata de Gandia eggplant this last year. Really enjoyed it. Small fruits, thin skins, easy to grow, beautiful plants, great for utilizing in the kitchen. So this year I want to try two new varieties of eggplant. The first one being Black Beauty, and that's more of the traditional eggplant when you think of it. 50 seeds for $1.95. It is perfect. It's known for perfect ripened fruits. It ripens dramatically earlier than other varieties. It is 80 days to maturity and grown in zones 5 through 12. It is grown as a perennial, it can be grown as a perennial, but most grow it as an annual. So maybe I'll just cut back my current eggplants and see if they come back this year, which would be really good. But these are definitely larger fruits. So that'll be a little bit different, and they do have a thicker skin. So most likely I will have to peel them. I also picked up the long purple eggplant, which is 50 seeds for $1.95. First of all, I just thought they looked super cool. It's known as a perennial. It's easy to grow. Italian heirloom eggplant produces a great yield of firm, mild flesh eggplants in about 8 to 10 inches long by 2 inches wide. Similar size to a typical cucumber. Great option for those looking for a milder tasting eggplant. Interesting fact, although eggplant is considered a vegetable, it's actually classified as a berry. Very interesting. I didn't know that at all. Okay, and then one more eggplant, although I'm not growing it as something to eat. It's actually pumpkin on a stick, and it's 15 seeds for $2.49. I am going to just go ahead and grab these up because I would like to have them in my fall containers. So that means this set of seeds, pumpkins on a stick, I'm not going to start until the summer. It's technically an eggplant. This heirloom variety grows the cutest little orange fruits that look like mini pumpkins hanging out on bare stems. They'll add a pop of fall color to your garden, make super fun additions to craft, dried flowers, and arrangements. And the best part, they're easy to grow in just about any climate. So that'll be a fun one to try out. Not grown for food, more grown for aesthetics. Okay, I was very happy with the cantaloupe I grew this year called Honey Rock. I wanted to try a different variety that's a little bit larger, so we're going to try the Hale's Best Jumbo Cantaloupe, and it's 50 seeds for $1.95. It is drought tolerant and easy to grow, grown in zones 3 through 12. One of the most popular open pollinated melon varieties, great for home vegetable gardens and the market garden. The fruit itself is noted for its succulence and sweetness and is virtually synonymous with backyard barbecues, endless sunny afternoons, and all other summer rights. Hale's Best requires around 85 days to harvest after germination. So that'll be a really fun one. And I like growing the vines up over trellis. I think it looks really cool and fun. I'm trying to build a lot of height in my garden, so lots of trellis would be great. And then finally, I selected a couple of varieties of gourds. I'm going to grow loofah, but I already have all my loofah seeds, so I didn't have to buy that. I'm going to grow birdhouse bottle gourds again. And the reason I'm not harvesting the seeds I already have is I'm actually going to allow those gourds to dry, the birdhouse gourds I have, dry on the vine. And I don't want to cut them and harvest the seeds at this point in time. And they're going to be drying for months and months and months because I do have some craft projects I want to do in the garden with them. And with that being said, I just want to go ahead and get another set of seeds so I can get another round of birdhouse gourds going. And then hopefully in the future, I'll be able to begin harvesting them and keeping the seeds over time. So I'm getting the birdhouse bottle gourds, 15 seeds for $1.95. Easy to grow, grows in zones 3 through 12. Popular hourglass shaped gourds reaching 10 to 12 inches at the bulb end and are perfect for making birdhouses, which is pretty much my ultimate goal. About 120 days to fruition, to maturity. I also picked up a mixed packet of gourds that are large and small mix, 20 seeds for $1.95. Easy to grow, nice assortment of large and small gourds that may be used for decorating. Vines produce an interesting, beautiful array of shapes, sizes, colors, stripes, and bicolors. Good for centerpieces, harvest arrangements, and decorations. Make attractive fall and winter decorations and easy to grow. So that's really, I'm going to be looking to start those probably in June. So that I can harvest, hopefully grow some. We'll see. I mean, technically they're squash. And I said I wasn't going to grow squash. but we'll try. We'll try. They're probably going to get squash bugs, but it's $1.95. It's $1.95. So I don't feel guilty about it. And even if I get one gourd, that's still cheaper than buying one. So we will give it a try. Okay, and that is all for my veggies and fruits. I don't grow a ton of veggies and fruits in my garden. I've grown lemons, tomatoes, lettuce, peppers, melons, eggplants, cucumbers. I've grown a wide variety, and I've kind of just narrowed it down over years to things I like. And that I know that I will absolutely use in my kitchen and that look aesthetically pleasing in my garden, because I really do have a garden I try to keep pretty. So I like to see pretty things, and these plants, I'm really excited to give them a try. Okay, so next we're going to shift into flowers and then perennials. With that being said, a lot of the stuff I have selected for flowers is going to be for early spring gardens and containers, and also plants for the new back portion of the backyard garden that I am beginning to dig out, because I don't want to go buy all the plants for that. It's going to take a little time on this, but I definitely want some annuals to fill in some of that space until I backfill with shrubs and perennials and things along those lines. So one of the thoughts being is that having thyme spilling over some of the retaining wall edges. And so I ordered some lemon thyme. It's 200 seeds for $1.95. It's a broadleaf variety, celebrated for its refreshing lemony fragrance and delicate mild thyme flavor that can enhance a wide array of dishes. It's also attractive, low-growing perennial that can be served as an excellent ground cover in your garden, adding beauty as well as functionality with therapeutic uses. The plant's only about 6 to 10 inches tall. Maturity from germination to maturity is 85 days, and it's grown in zones 3 through 9. And the idea is that I would have it along the edge of this short little retaining wall that I'm building, and allow it to grow over the edge. I think would be absolutely beautiful, but I'm going to need a lot of plants to do that. So having 200 seeds would be amazing. All right, the next seed I selected is nasturtium. Even though I failed multiple times with nasturtium, we're going to give it a try again. I got 30 seeds for $2.49, and the one I selected is Alaska Mix, and it is known for having variegated foliage, and I love variegated foliage. It's a vibrant, versatile heirloom variety known for its beautiful variegated foliage, cheerful blooms in shades of yellow, orange, and red. Low-growing plants reaching about 12 inches in height are perfect for adding a touch of color to borders, containers, and hanging baskets. And this will be utilized in containers, and then once again I'm thinking about it spilling over the edge of the retaining wall, and this is grown in all zones, all USDA zones. Okay, the next one I was really surprised at myself, but I picked up a Gerbera mix, Gerber daisies, 20 seeds for $3.99. They're pricey. It is considered a tender perennial. It's grown in zones 8 through 11. I really picked it up to utilize as some punches of color in some containers. It has striking, cheerful, daisy-like blooms. Tender perennial can reach 10 to 18 inches in height and produces a vibrant array of colors, including pink, yellow, red, orange, salmon, lavender, rose, cream, and white. Let's see. It says perfect variety and burst of color in your garden or as a cut flower in arrangements. I thought I'd give it a try. It won't make it through the hottest parts of the year, but we'll give it a try. If I ended up getting them for cut flowers, great. If they're just vibrant pops of color in some of my spring containers, that sounds great too. So I'm looking forward to giving those a try. Okay, I also picked up Creeping Daisy, 100 seeds for $1.95. It is about 10 inches tall. Exquisite daisies with delicate white petals and sunny yellow centers offer a timeless elegance, perfect for edging pathways, filling gaps, or creating a low carpet of blossoms. These low-growing flowers are easy to grow in well-draining soil and thrive in sunny locations, and big pollinator attractors. And these are only about 10 inches tall, and from germination to maturity is about 70 days, and they're grown in zones 3 through 12. Once again, this is me thinking along the back border, thinking about having some of these beautiful plants just spill over the edge and soften the whole look. When I talked about my gardening, my new garden space last week, a lot of people are like, you should do a rock, should do a beautiful rock retaining wall, which yeah, I would love to do it, and I'd love to match it to the one behind me, but that's not in my budget, and I'm going to DIY it. So I'm probably just going to do like a basic landscape stacked stone or something like that. We'll see, unless I'm able to get a bunch of rocks for free, but I don't know about that. We'll have to see about that. So it is going to be a process, and I'm not sure that I'm going to love this kind of harsh stone, concrete, whatever look. And so I'm really thinking ahead on a lot of plants that can grow over the edge and soften the whole thing, almost making this little retaining wall disappear. Okay, this year I've had so many people ask me about starting asters for their garden and if I would show how I go about that. And I've grown them several times in the past, so I did go ahead and order a couple of varieties so that we can give them a try this year. Okay, the first variety I picked up is the Peony Duchess Apricot Aster. It's 50 seeds for $1.49. These are an annual and they're grown in zones 3 through 9. Show-stopping heirloom variety that produces large fluffy peony-like flowers in a soft apricot hue. Stunning for a touch of romance. They make for really great cutting flowers, but I've had so many of you requests to see them. So we're going to go ahead and give them a try this year. It's been a while since I've grown them. I also picked up the Peony Duchess White, 50 seeds for $2.49. Once again, an annual grown in zones 3 through 9. It has large double white blooms resembling those of peonies. These make asters make a magnificent display for late summer into fall, and their layered petals and add texture and depth to bouquets and garden beds. So those will be a really fun one to try. Typically my perennial asters that I have, they don't bloom until fall. Sometimes I get a round of blooms in the spring, but they really put on their show when it comes towards the fall. Another one I picked up is the Black Eyed Susan Vine mix, and that's 50 seeds for $2.49. And I do love growing these up on trellis and containers. I love vines. I love anything that brings like whimsical qualities. So I did pick these up, and these are fast growing, beautiful, tender flower vine. It is a spectacular climber up to 8 feet, long lasting orange summer blooms. You're sure to love this stunning addition. And it says in frost-free regions, this tough beauty can grow up to 20 feet, giving you year after year of delight, which is very cool. So the plant height is typically 6 to 8 feet. Days to maturity is 70 to 80 days, and it's grown as a perennial in zones 10 and 11. Okay, those are the flowers that I picked up. I've already picked up a lot of flowers other places. And like I said, I will be in December, I'll be starting some of my seeds for all my spring containers and my spring borders, and then we'll continue throughout January on really focusing on those. And my goal is to grow a lot of the stuff that I'm putting into my containers or into my garden for my spring color. Like that's my goal. I'm going to grow a lot of it myself from seed. I love the process. I enjoy it. Saves me a lot of money, and I feel like I just get a lot of joy for the amount of money I spend on these seeds. Okay, next category we're going to slip over to is perennials. And I am going to be growing some perennials from seed because if you think about that space along the back portion of the backyard, it is lots and lots and lots and lots of space, and I cannot go buy all the plants. I'm going to buy some plants, absolutely go in there, but I would like to start some from seed, some perennials that I'm familiar with and that I enjoy, and that will really add to the whimsical quality of the garden. The first one being Verbascum, and now I can't find it. Okay, I picked up a Verbascum mix. It's a mullion mix, 100 seeds for $1.95. I've tried to grow Verbascum from seed before and failed. I did not follow the proper process, so we will be getting a head start on these. Most likely I'm going to be starting these in December or January. And these are butterfly, bee, hummingbird, pollinator magnets, grown in zones 4 through 9. And a lot of times when I'm saying these zones, I mean that they can be perennial in those zones, and this is considered a perennial in my zone. And it's dark green crinkly leaves, beautiful spikes of papery thin round 5-petal blooms in shades of white, rose, and violet. Adds a whole lot of height to the garden. It has a very low germination process, a very low germination rate. So I'm going to be doing, it suggests 8 seeds per seed cell. So we'll be working on that. Prefers full sun, and it needs sunlight to germinate. So that'll be a whole process getting started on those, and I will walk you all through that. The next one I selected is Jupiter's Beard or Red Valerian type thing. I used to grow Jupiter's Beard in the front garden. I loved it. It's excellent for cut flowers. It's just a really fun plant. You can hack it back and it'll produce a whole nother round of blooms. It's great. So Jupiter's Beard mixture, 50 seeds for $1.99. It is a perennial in my zone, and it's perennial in zones of 5 through 9. It offers an exciting range of colors, including red, white, and rose blooms. It's notable for its long bloom period and attraction to various pollinators, and it brings in a lot of pollinators, which is really fun. It also has gray-green leaves, which I really, really like because I think a lot of times I can get lost in all the same shade of green. So adding in a little bit of depth, I think will be really helpful. And I wouldn't mind a couple of the Jupiter's Beard throughout the back portion of the garden, and especially because it grows and then you cut it back and it grows again. So it will constantly be changing the landscape. Okay, I also picked up Rod Showy. It's a Solidago, 100 seeds for $1.95. Perennial in my zone, perennial in zones 3 through 9. It's an amazing native wildflower. Blooms later than most goldenrods, providing a great source of pollen for honeybees and hummingbirds later in the year. Very showy clusters of bright yellow flowers. It has foot-long clusters of flowers, add amazing color to your garden and landscape, but it makes for fabulous cut flowers as well. Contrary to popular belief, this plant does not cause summer hay fever. It simply happens to bloom at the same time as ragweed. Good to know. Okay, and then the last one that I ordered, it's called Motherwort, and I ordered 50 seeds for $1.95. It is hardy in zones 3 through 9, hummingbird, butterfly, bee friendly. Bitter and related to mint, the stalks of this plant are hollow, slightly boxy in shape, and often have a light purple color or tint. The leaves are light green and grow out of stems that come out of the main stalk of the motherwort as the motherwort grows upward. The plant has long been used to help with assortment of heart, blood-related problems, among other ailments. But it sounds pretty cool. It's supposed to do really great in my full sun. It does need moist soil, so we will make sure that we have drip lines to the base of it. But it should be a fun, interesting one. It reminds me a little bit of salvia, but a little bit more interesting than the look of salvia. Okay, that's my order that is coming, and I really am starting to lay out when I'm going to be starting different seeds. So let me talk to you a little bit about what I do with that. I typically get containers, whatever container I have, and I'm all like December or January or February, and every month gets its own container. And as I have seeds coming in and as I think of it, I pull my seeds down from my storage up there and I put them in whatever little container it is of the month I'm kind of thinking about starting them. And that makes it easier for me to visually see them. I can definitely write them down, but to visually see them sitting out on my work table, I think is just extremely helpful for getting the process started. Now, in November, I'm going to do a grow room tour of my grow room. We're going to talk about products that I use for growing seeds. We're going to talk about just different ideas and thought processes for growing seeds so that you can spend November and potentially December getting together all the stuff that you need for your own grow room, making changes that you need, things like that, so that if you would like to start the growing process with me in the new year, you can. I do want to say that I have a grow room. My grow room is the dining room. We don't eat at the dining room table. It's just not work. It doesn't work for my family. And so utilizing this as a grow room works great. You do not have to have a grow room. You can have just a little place set up in your kitchen, a closet, a laundry room. I have lights underneath this table. I have grow lights underneath my dining room table that I don't use for dining, all right? So there are so many different ways that you can create a little bit of a growing space for yourself. So we will definitely be branching into that in November and talking about some different ideas and thought processes for that. But I'm really excited to get started on a new seed growing season. I used to wait until February. Now I literally cannot wait to start in December. I'm excited. I was looking back last year, I started my petunias in November and it was a little too early. So now I've reminded myself we're not going to be starting the petunias until December. But yeah, December we will get going, and it'll be really exciting going into January, which is getting towards the depth of our winter, January and February. Just already having a room filled with lots of green, lush plants. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, seeing what I'm ordering from Southern Seeds. Let me know if you're ordering from Southern Seeds or another company, what you're looking to grow this next season, and what seeds you're on the lookout for. As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Every time you like and comment, it helps grow my channel so much. And if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, just drop me an emoji below, letting me know you made it to the end of the video and that you say hi. And be sure to check me out on my social media outlets, including Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.